Several weeks ago, I shared with you the top 5 best towns in Bergen County according to niche.com. Well, there are other great towns in Bergen County, so I thought I would do another video to follow up to that. And again, these are towns that were ranked by niche.com. So here we go. I have some more best towns in Bergen County. So let's get started. The purpose of my videos are to help educate people out there who are thinking of making a move to Bergen County. So that's why I put these videos together, to help you make that decision of which town is the best suited for you and your family. So as I've done before, I'm going to go into the towns, what the towns are like as far as a downtown, what the lifestyle is like. We'll talk about the schools and also talk about the prices of the homes and the taxes. So before we get started, can you do me a huge favor? Can you smash that like button for me? Just means so much to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into the first one. The first one I have today is River Edge. River Edge is centrally located in Bergen County, and it has a population of approximately 11,500 people. It's close to all the major highways, it's close to major shopping, it borders Paramus, so it's close by all the major malls in Paramus, and it's easily accessible to New York City. There are 2 train stations. You can also get to the city via bus. River Edge is not far from Route 4, which Route 4 leads directly to the George Washington Bridge. Now, the one thing about River Edge that people will say is they don't have a downtown. Now, other towns I've talked to you about, they all pretty much have a little downtown area in their towns, and that is very attractive to a lot of people. However, River Edge, even though there isn't a downtown, believe it or not, people like to live there because it is a pedestrian-friendly town. It's very walkable. So families like the fact that their kids can walk to school, they can walk to the parks, or walk to the library. Now let's get into the River Edge School District. The River Edge School District has 2 elementary schools that go from K through 6th grade, the Cherry Hill School and the Roosevelt School. From there, the students of River Edge attend the Riverdale Regional High School District, and that goes from grades 7 through 12. Now, students from the neighboring town of Oradell also attend this high school district. The Riverdale Regional High School District is very highly rated in Bergen County, so you are getting a top-notch education in that high school. Let's talk about housing prices. So far in 2021, the average sold price in River Edge is $571,221. Your taxes in River Edge are going to run you about $13,000 a year on average. However, for the larger homes that are on larger pieces of property, expect to pay upwards towards $22,000 a year. Even though there's a lack of a downtown, don't be discouraged by that. River Edge is a really great option for those who really appreciate a walkable town. Next on my list is Closter. This is located on the eastern side of Bergen County, and it's kind of a smaller town. It has 8,565 residents. Now, the main draw for people to move to Closter is their school district. Closter has a really stellar school district. Now, many years ago, Closter went through a big revitalization. They had this big shopping center in town, which wasn't maintained for a long time. It was the Closter Plaza. And years ago, I want to say we're going back 15 years, maybe a little bit more, a big revitalization happened, and they brought in some big name stores such as Whole Foods, Home Goods, Target. So that's been a big draw for people as well. It's really nice to have a Target and a Home Goods close by in your own town rather than having to travel out to Paramus to visit those stores. So that shopping plaza has become a big draw for people. They also have the CMX Market Theater, which is a great place, a movie theater. Lots of kids like to have their birthday parties there. It's also great for an adult night out. They do also have a walkable downtown area. It's not huge, but it's a nice, quaint little downtown. Now, living here, you will have really easy access into New York City. Closter is located 2 miles away from the Palisades Interstate Parkway. That parkway leads directly into the George Washington Bridge. You can also easily take a bus from Closter into New York City. Closter is basically another pedestrian-friendly town similar to River Edge. Let's talk about the Closter School District. Now, Closter has one elementary school and one middle school. The elementary school goes from K through 4, then they move on to Tenafly Middle School, which is grades 5 through 8, and then students move on to Northern Valley Regional High School in Demorest, and they share that school with the students that live in Demorest, another highly rated high school. By the way, if you're looking to see what the best school districts are in Bergen County, did a video about that right up here. You might want to check that out. Let's get into the home prices in Closter. So far in 2021, the average sold price in Closter was $921,000. Your taxes here will run you on average about $15,000 a year. That could go upwards as high as almost $40,000 a year, but that's based on a really large home priced at $2.8 million. Yeah, so it can get a little expensive to live in this town. Next on the list, we have Fort Lee. Fort Lee is also known as the town next to the bridge. Why? Because it is literally right next to the entrance to the George Washington Bridge. You can't get any closer to New York City than Fort Lee. Fort Lee has a lot of apartment buildings with co-ops and condos, so you'll see a lot of these high-rises in their town. There are single-family homes for sale, obviously. A lot of people who choose not to live in the city but work in the city, Fort Lee is an excellent option for them. It's a very dense population. It's got 37,000 residents, and it's very diverse. There are tons of restaurants, shopping. If you're looking for the city feel without living in the actual city of New York, Fort Lee would be a good option for you. Now let's get into the Fort Lee schools. Fort Lee has an excellent school system. They have 4 elementary schools. They're actually each named Fort Lee School 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then after that, the children will move on to their intermediate and middle schools called Lewis Cole Middle School. That's for grades 5 through 8. And then they move on to Fort Lee High School. Your home prices here in Fort Lee, it is a little expensive. For a single family home, so far in 2021, the average sold price was $1.15 million. Yeah. However, if you're looking for a condo or a co-op, which again, that's what most people choose to live in when they're living in Fort Lee, the average sold price on those were $360,000. So that is much more reasonable. And these condos can get very expensive too. So, we're talking upwards, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. But if you're just, you want something more reasonable, you do have that option to buy a condo. Taxes on a single family home, you're looking at about $12,000 a year for a home priced under $1 million, and they can go as high as $22,000 a year for any homes priced over $1 million. The next best town in Bergen County is Edgewater. Edgewater is located along the Hudson River, and it's very accessible to New York City. So this is another option for those who don't want to live in the city, they want an easy commute. Edgewater has it. This is an excellent town for that reason. Now, Edgewater has a population of 12,000 people. 65% of the people rent in Edgewater. So that tells you right there, this isn't like a big family town. People are drawn here for the purpose of being close to New York City. So you can get into the city via bus or through ferry through the New York City waterway. You could be in Manhattan like within 30 minutes. It's pretty ridiculous. Another great thing about Edgewater are the amazing views of the New York City skyline. Edgewater only has 2 elementary schools. And then from there, the students of Edgewater move on to Leonia Public Schools, where they go to the Leonia Middle School and high school. So again, it's not a huge family town, so that's why they don't really have a big school district. Now, there are some single-family homes that you can purchase in Edgewater. It's going to cost you. So far in 2021, the average sold price for a single-family home in Edgewater was $1.2 million. Yeah, if you're looking to purchase a condo or co-op, which a lot of people do, because that's a lot of city people like that option instead, you're looking at an average sold price of $686,000. Now, if you want to rent something, in Edgewater. Average rent for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath is about $3,000 a month. And finally on my list, we have Tenafly. Tenafly is also located on the eastern side of Bergen County, easily accessible to New York City. You can just take the 166 bus into Manhattan. You'll be in there within about a half an hour. And Tenafly is an awesome town. And similar to Closter, the reason why people move to Tenafly is for their stellar school district. Tenafly also offers a great downtown area with coffee shops, restaurants, shopping. Let's talk about that stellar school system. So Tenafly has 4 elementary schools, and then they have 1 middle school and 1 high school, Tenafly High School. Tenafly High School is a very highly ranked high school. It was ranked 13th in the state of New Jersey. Home prices in Tenafly, let's get into that. Now, so far in 2021, the average sold price in Tenafly was $1.2 million. Yeah, it's a little expensive, but don't get discouraged. There are plenty of homes available for sale that are under $1 million, but I think the cheapest home you're going to find is probably around $600,000. Your property taxes in Tenafly, expect to pay somewhere around $16,000, anywhere up to $30,000. Again, depending on the size of the home and the size of the property, you're going to pay higher taxes. Hey, if you're thinking of making a move to Bergen County, you all know how to get a hold of me. My contact information is down below in that description box. You can call, text, email. You know I'm always happy to help. By the way, have you seen my other video about the best towns in Bergen County? Well, it's right over here. Why don't you go check it out? I think you're going to like it and you're going to get some really great information out of it. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm Jackie Baker with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I will see you next time.